Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on our gate again, and we've got these we got all our rolled pieces right here. We got a little bit of surface rust on them. We had a bad rainstorm yesterday, and some of this stuff's got a little rust on it, but we got to do some major degreasing and all that stuff before we paint it anyway, so it's not really gonna matter. And then over there I got all my pieces and parts for the straight parts. All that tubing's cut up and 45'd, so that's all that stuff ready to go. And we've got our table made and ready, so now it's just a matter of assembling everything. So that's what I'm gonna be up to today. I'm gonna start assembling these frames, and I'm gonna start welding everything together. And all right, so first thing I want to do is try to get me this, use this piece of angle iron right here. This piece of angle iron. I'm going to use this for a backstop for the back portion of my gate. Kind of got the pieces laid out, but I pushed that one off the side because I needed to get a good square line where I could square this on the side. And that's going to give me a place I can butt this piece of this tubing up against here, and then I'll have it square with that piece of channel that runs across here. And I can clamp down this piece of tubing, and I can clamp down maybe this piece of tubing, and that gives me a good square corner over here, which is going to be the back side of my gate where the hinges are going to be. So start square there. So I just got to clamp down a couple things, clamp down a few pieces of tubing, and get everything into place. Alright, so here's what I got. Got everything clamped down good. At the back, I'm all in the shadow, hold on. Alright, so here's what I got. Got everything clamped down good. Everything's looking real square. I just took this piece of angle iron back here on the back and laid it out to make me a nice square corner, because I already had my frame and everything here already pretty good and square. So, and the way I laid this piece of channel out so that if I line this piece of tube in the bottom of my gate up and that piece of crossbar that goes right there, if I had them flush with either end of the channel, that was what, that's how I had it laid out for my measurements for my gate. So I just kind of used that to pretty much get me all square, and then I went around and double checked. But everything's looking real nice and square. I got everything clamped down where it ain't gonna move around too much. Now the only thing I don't have on is this top part. I'm gonna wait and get everything kind of tacked together, and then see what I got to do to try to trim this top part out to fit. But first, I'm just gonna drag all the welding stuff out and go ahead and tack up this frame like it is. Everything's nice and pretty and square. So I'll be back with you after I get everything tacked together. Alright, so I went around and got everything tacked together good. Sorry, the camera's kind of fuzzy. I can't make it no better. But let's put about 4 tacks around on everything, just to keep everything held in place. So now I'll be able to kind of move this thing around if I need to. And start figuring out how I want to trim this top piece to make that work out right. So I'll start playing with that arch piece a little bit and seeing. Probably have to take my piece of angle iron back here. Probably have to get it out of the way because it sticks up a little higher than my tubing. So probably just have to move it out of the way, and then maybe I can lay this piece down across here and get some marks on it and see how I want to cut it. Alright, be back with you in a minute. Alright, so this is what I did. I just took and I clamped that piece over the top of that piece where it lines up right, and then I'm just going to go under the bottom here and make a mark with my Sharpie right up under there, up against that piece, and transcribe that angle on there. And then I'll have to cut that with a grinder because of it being arched. And now on this other piece, or on the other end down here, since I already cut these on a 45, as you see, there's going to be a little bit of a gap here right there. But I can just fill that up. Just fill that up with weld and sand it smooth, and you'll never know the difference. But it's kind of lined up good on the outside, right there. And then, so I'll just stick my Sharpie up under there and transcribe these marks, and then I'll take a grinder and cut them out, and then we should be able to drop these in and fit them in. Alright, be back with you guys in a minute. So far so good. Alright, so here's my cut. Right there, there, across there. So that's what I need to cut out, and that should fit that. I got a new cutting disc on the grinder. This is a disc that's got a little offset in it right there. It's got that little bit of an offset, and I don't particularly like these discs. I'd rather have one that's just fully straight, but I don't have any more of the fully straight ones. And obviously my vendor brought me the wrong ones last time, but you can't get as deep of a cut with these because that offset comes out and hangs you up if you try to get real deep with the cut, which is kind of what you need to do to keep it straight when you're cutting across one of these. But I make it do with this kind of disc, but preferably I like the 6-inch disc with no offset in them for stuff like this. But alright, whack that out on both sides and then I'll be back. Alright, there you go. Both sides cut. Now I can fit them up, weld her up. Alright, be back in a minute. Alright, so we got our top piece laid in there. Ended up with some bigger gaps than I wanted, but I guess I cut it on the wrong side of the line, but nothing we can't fill up. No biggie. I've already welded down the end of that one. I'm welding this side up over here. I got, oh, you can't see nothing. Alright, so I got the top and the side of that one now. Up in here, like I said, I got a pretty good size hole that you can't really see very well back up in there. Might stick a little piece of something in there to help me fill that up, so I'm not drawing the gate up so bad trying to weld that up. But we'll smooth it out and make it look good with the grinder. So there's basically one gate panel down as far as just the frame. That's what we're looking at. I don't know how well you can see all that with the sun, but I'm gonna go ahead, while I got it clamped down good, I'm gonna go ahead and weld out what I can get to from this top side, and then see if I can flip it over and finish welding out the other side. Be back with you soon. Alright, so we got all our little gaps all welded up on 3 sides. Everything, I welded everything up except for the ones that I can't see. Unless that's better in the light or better in the shade. You can see all that. But welded everything up there, all the way around, all on 3 sides. And I just, these big gaps over here, I just stuck a piece of 3/16. Whacked off a little piece of 3/16 flat bar and stuck it in there so I could fill all that up nice and smooth. It's really hard to see in this camera, but yeah, so all that's all welded up nice and smooth. All this stuff will probably get ground flat anyway. But alright. Now I'm gonna try to flip it over. This is where those lifting lugs I was talking about earlier might come in handy, but I don't think it's gonna be too bad heavy, and I didn't never make up the lugs, so let's see what I can do about flipping it over and see how bad it's gonna be to handle. I don't think it'll be too bad. Weld up the other side, and then I'll be ready to start throwing the other frame in here and see what I can do with it. Alright. Be back shortly. Chit. Alright, well I got it at this point. Oh, the sun's bright. Let me get over here. Well, I got it at this point here. I'm gonna go ahead and grind it smooth on the top side. Just grind all my welds down nice and smooth while I got it laying, because this thing's just big and it's aggravating to move around. So while I got it laying here, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up those welds on the top side, what I can get to before I flip it. Alright, just filling you in. Alright, there's one side of the gate done. Ground, pretty. Well, frame, one side of the frame done anyway. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, but I thought I'd stand it up and let you guys have a look at it. You can see what we're working with here. So it's pretty big. Here you get the other one over on the other side. So I don't know how much I'll film of this next one now that I got this one built. It's just basically the same thing all over again. But so I'm gonna start building this next one. Then maybe I can get you a shot with them both together after I get all that done. Till then, see ya. Alright guys, it's the end of the day. I don't think I'm gonna get much more done. I got the other frame done, grinded, welded on both sides, all grinded up. I got the other one way over there, laying against that trailer. I don't know if you can see it from here. I'll walk over there so you can get a view of the scale. I toted it over here because I thought it was going to show up better where you could see it good, and I was going to put two gates together. But you can't really see it all that well over here either. So I don't feel like dragging another one way over here to look at it. So I think I'll just take both of them and set them up back there. Just clamp them down and leave them clamped to my little frame I built them on. That'll keep them up off the ground. And I don't know if we got any more rain coming. I hate to get any more rust on them. But appreciate you guys watching, and please like and subscribe and come back to see us on the next one.